Pumpkinhead is a 1988 horror film and the directorial debut of Stan Winston, better known as a visual effects supervisor who worked on such properties as Terminator, Jurassic Park, and Aliens. His work in his primary field is legendary and commendable, but I feel his work as a director leaves something to be desired. The film takes place in the country and backwoods of somewhere USA and primarily follows Ed Harley, a farmer whose son is killed by a group of city teens in an accident. Stricken with sudden grief, Harley seeks out a witch who helps him summon a demon that will enact vengeance on the teens. The setup works well enough. The moments between Harley and his son are drenched in orange glow sentimentality, with a country music-tinged score almost feeling like a postcard from some wholesome American South. Then the city folk come in and ruin it. For a moment, it seems like the film is going to be about two conflicting ways of life, or a threatened way of life for Harley and farmers in general. That would have been an interesting movie, but Pumpkinhead abandons the idea early on. The story is most effective when focusing on Harley's personal dilemma, and the theme of the price of vengeance plays out pretty well. It's clever how Harley suffers whenever the demon kills one of the teens, and I like that he ultimately decides he must kill what he has brought forth. I like the folklore feeling of it all, how the people living in the hills know the lore of Pumpkinhead and the rules on surviving when he's around. But none of it goes deep enough, and it gets muddied with side characters, pseudo-religious themes, awkward editing, and pacing that makes the movie feel longer than its slight 86 minutes. But what about the spooky atmosphere? What about Pumpkinhead himself? That's why we're really here, you nerd. The atmosphere is all wind machines, fog machines, and strobe lights turned up to 11. Stuff I typically enjoy, and it works okay here. As for the demon, he doesn't really do much but saunter around and lift people up by their heads. One longs for a severed limb, a decapitation, anything. Pumpkinhead only reminds me of a less inspired version of a different bipedal monster who terrorized audiences nearly 10 years earlier in Alien. I will say, the ending ramps up the tension for a moment, but otherwise this movie had a tone and execution that I didn't find all that engaging. There's a moment where a side character is sitting on a bed, and I forgot that I was supposed to be in suspense, and so when the jump scare of a dog running into the room occurred, I was left more perplexed than startled. I don't like to hate on movies. This one just didn't do it for me, despite having things that, on paper, I usually enjoy. I would have liked it more had it been campy enough to make up for its lack of scares. Maybe I'll revisit old Pumpkinhead someday and feel differently. But for now, I'm feeling a 2 out of 5 stars on it. Thanks for listening, and see you soon.